Welcome to a chair yoga class for the Guru Ramdas project. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions, please check out first if it's advisable for you to be practicing yoga. If you've just had surgery or stitches, then you don't want to stretch or move that part of the body. And the same if you have an existing injury, you don't want to be moving that part of the body. Today we're going to mainly be working on the shoulders and the arms and the wrists, although the rest of the body will occasionally be engaged. Okay, so before we start, it's always a good idea to think about how we're sitting. So what we don't want to do is to be flopped back into the chair. So I would recommend that in order to be self-supporting, and rather than fall back into the habit of just collapsing back into the chair, is to sit forward a little bit. And if you like, you can also use a cushion, because some chairs are not flat. So they encourage you to tilt the pelvis in a certain way. And what you want to do is you want to tilt your pelvis in a way that allows your lower spine to be comfortably straight. So I'm sitting forward on my chair. I'm sitting on the front third of my chair, and I've got a cushion which is helping me. So if you're completely new to chair yoga or completely new to yoga, then you might be able to see that my lower spine is pretty well aligned. If I start to move my pelvis, I'm curving, and if I tilt my pelvis the other way, it's not so obvious, but I'm also having an arch that's unhelpful. You want to have the pelvis tilted at the angle for you where your vertebra just want to nicely stack and align, and then it's quite effortless to sit up straight. Okay, so I'm just trying to get myself back in the middle of the screen. Excuse the sniffing, I've got slight hay fever. So at the beginning of every Kundalini yoga class, we chant, and we chant a mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And the rough translation of this mantra is it's about asking the wisdom from within, getting in touch with the divinity within. If we don't believe in the divinity, getting in touch with the inherent wisdom within. Please rub the palms of the hands together. Bring them to the sternum. Closing the eyes. And we're going to take in 3 deep breaths and just join in as best you can. And then sit quietly afterwards and just see if you actually feel any different. Because there's no point doing any of this stuff if it doesn't actually make a difference. So please inhale deeply. And exhale. And inhale as fully as you can. Exhaling completely. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. and just sit in awareness of your direct experience. Relaxing the hands down. And we're going to begin by doing some warm-ups, and then we're going to be doing 3 exercises which are designed both through working through the body, but also in a psychosomatic way, in a mind-body connection way, to help us drop our insecurities and the things that limit us, the things coming from ourselves that limit us, our own projections and doubts and fears and all that kind of thing. So as we're doing the warm-ups, don't think too hard, but just if something naturally comes up to the question, how am I holding myself back in terms of my life, my happiness, my self-care, whatever? How am I holding myself back? And just see what comes up. So inviting the spine to be comfortably straight, perhaps lifting the chest slightly higher, tucking the chin slightly in. Begin to very mindfully draw a circle with the chin. So always when moving the neck, if there is any pain, please stop. And then very mindfully change direction, very carefully change direction. And then gently become still. And again, just notice. And then begin to alternately roll the shoulder blades back. So see if you can really luxuriate in this movement. Doesn't matter if it's a small movement or a big movement. And then relax the shoulders. And just notice. Gently holding the hands up, beginning to make a figure of 8. So you can allow the arms and the wrists and the elbows and everything to move. So all we're interested in is to gently and flowingly make a figure of 8. And if you like, you can also do it on the side. And just relax the hands down. So if at any point we're doing anything that you find difficult, then allow it to be difficult. Try and let go of any sense that you must be able to do it and you must be able to do it now. You'll find if you keep practicing chair yoga, then you will gradually improve your ability to move and coordinate. So please bring the hands up onto the shoulders, and you want to have the upper arms roughly parallel to the floor, and then twisting to the left and twisting to the right. So the movement really, there's a lifting and a twisting that really starts in the lower abdomen. And if you want to, you can also coordinate the breath with it. We usually inhale left and exhale right. So I know it looks like my elbows are at a funny angle, it's just that it's the camera angle. And come back to the center and allow the arms to drop. Just experience. And then just to get the body a little bit warmer, we're going to jog on the chair. So you're just rapidly lifting the feet up and down. And you can make it as vigorous as you like. If you're a drummer, you can play with a little rhythm. And relax. And just notice how you feel. So we're going to start our Kriya. We call it in Kundalini Yoga, we call the main point of the exercise a Kriya. So a Kriya means complete action. So sometimes one posture or one meditation by itself is a complete action, but sometimes there's a string of meditations or movements which together make a complete action. So in today's Kriya, there are three parts, and they all involve a panting breath. So we're going to make an O shape with the mouth, and then from the navel we're going to pant. So the pant is really, you contract the navel and release. You contract the navel and release. So what you want to try and do is establish a rhythm that you can maintain. In fact, with all of these exercises, you want to establish a rhythm that you can maintain, and then you almost surrender into the rhythm and you let the rhythm carry you. It's the same with the breath. So if you need to go much slower than that, you can. If you want to go faster than that, you can. If you get dizzy, slow down. So whilst we're doing the breath, there is a wrist movement. So the hands come up and the thumbs are pointing towards each other, the fingers are out wide, and as we turn the hands towards the body, we're making a fist. So we're just going to coordinate this with the breath for 3 minutes. And whilst we're doing this, we focus the eyes gently on the tip of the nose. So just begin when you're ready. And while you're doing it, coordinate the breath with the movement. Ideally, the exhale is when you're bringing the hands into a fist. And as you're doing this, bring to mind anything that you believe is self-limiting for any beliefs you have, any attitudes you have, any pictures or projections of yourself that you have, or even the universe, or even life itself. If you believe life's always mean or always unfair to you, and you think that's self-limiting, then bring that to mind, and we are breaking it up with this movement. We're getting hold of it and crushing it, and then there's this furnace-like movement where we're dissolving it or burning it away. as we keep going into the last minute now, just another 45 seconds or so, just relax into the rhythm. See if you can keep going. Keep extending those fingers out and bringing them back into a fist. And inhale, squeeze. Squeeze everything. And exhale. And inhale once more. Squeeze. Squeeze the arms. Squeeze everywhere you can find. Squeeze the legs. Squeeze everything. And exhale. Inhale deeply. One more time. Squeeze. Squeeze everything. Last few seconds. And exhale. Excellent. And just sit for a moment, embracing whatever you experience, disengaging from any surface chatter of the mind. Just be with your experience, accepting it, embracing it, including any resistance to experience. You just embrace that too. And the next exercise, we are retaining the same O-shaped mouth, the same panting breath, but now we're going to be alternately pushing with the arms, and it's through the palm, it's through the base of the palm that there's that connection. If I go to my side, you can see that we're going to be alternately making this movement. So really push away as if you are pushing away all your obstacles, moving them all out the way, and you're using the power of the breath to do it. And it's not a strain. When we were doing the inhale and squeeze, we were straining and squeezing, but this is a flow, and there's power, and there's flow, and there's power. And if you want to go really fast, you can. If you want to go slower, you can, but just get into a rhythm. And for the last minute, if you want to really speed up, you can. Close the eyes. And inhale with one arm forward. Squeeze everything you can. Squeeze tension in the arm, tension everywhere, tension in the body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale. Move the other arm forward. Inhale and squeeze. And exhale. Other arm forward. Inhale and squeeze. Squeeze so hard that you shake. Squeeze the internal muscles, squeeze the arm muscles, squeeze the leg muscles, squeeze the abdomen, squeeze everything. Exhale. And just rest in your awareness. Embracing whatever you experience. If you experience a resistance to the experience, then embrace the resistance too. So for the last exercise in this sequence and in this yoga set for today, with the same O-shaped panting breath, we're going to have the arms out. They're not locked straight. They're bent at the elbows. The hands are cupped as if they're catching water, but you can have a slight gap between the fingers. You don't need them stretched out. And we're going to be literally scooping and cleansing. So the visualization with this is that we are catching water and cleansing ourselves. And we're going to do it in time with the breath from the belly. So all of these kind of yoga practices, you want to go as, you want to really put as much of yourself into them as you can. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it, etc., etc., etc. But it is also about balancing that with looking after yourself. So you want to, if you think that the discomfort is coming just because you're doing some exertion, then keep going as best you can. If you think you're injuring yourself, obviously stop. But just gently test where your boundaries of comfort are, whilst being very mindful of the body. So we have about another minute. So see if you can just surrender into the flow. The secret of all of these kind of exercises is to find a rhythm And then just allow the rhythm to carry you. And of course the breath. Inhale, squeeze. Squeeze everything you can. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Squeeze. Exhaling. Inhale deeply for the last one. Squeeze. Exhale. Just rest for a moment in awareness. Embracing however you feel. So to finish, we sing a blessing called May the Long Time Sun. The words are, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. You're welcome to join in. You're welcome to listen. If you're feeling a resistance to doing something so wishy-washy, namby-pamby, flowery-wowery, then just try it and see if it changes your experience and how you feel. Because how we are with others, how we are with ourselves are completely interrelated, and it's much makes life much easier if we can at least sometimes find that softness and that kindness. Please rub the palms of your hands together, bring them at the sternum, sit up comfortably straight, and we'll just inhale deeply to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. And then we're going to inhale deeply and Sat Nam. Chant a long Sat and a short Nam. We're going to do that 3 times. It means our true identity, our authentic self. Please inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care and bless you.